Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my 2025 goal setting and prepping video. I've already done 2 other videos on this topic. If you're interested, I will have them linked down below. I did a full financial reset where we set up our budget for the new year, and I did like a cleaning, decluttering, getting my apartment ready for the new year video. So this is gonna be the last one in the series, talking about my personal career fitness goals for the year 2025. I am a big planner. I love making lists. I love prioritizing things. I have like a billion different lists and Excel sheets and planners, and I make a to-do list every single day. I'm a big planner, so I love to share it with you guys. I love to hear what your goals are for the new year. I love watching these videos because it helps me get inspired for the new year, helps me set my goals. So I'm excited for this video. Grab a coffee, grab a snack. It's gonna be a chatty one. We're gonna just chat through my thoughts on the year and my goals, reflect a little bit on 2024. I also just want to say, I know the new year can also be a really hard time for some people who maybe aren't feeling as motivated, or maybe you had a really crappy 2024 and you're just not excited about 2025. I get it. I've been there. That was kind of me going into 2024. I wasn't super excited about the year. So that's okay too. You know, you can still set a few goals or maybe skip out on goals this year and just get through the year. That's totally okay too. I know there's a lot of pressure around the new year for like new year, new me. Just getting through it is okay too. We all have our rough days. I just happen to be feeling good with this year, but last year that wasn't the case. Last year I didn't do a goal setting video. That wasn't my mood. So just know I have been there. If you are feeling like that, that's totally okay. But if you are excited and you want to set goals and hear my goals, then that's what we're gonna be kind of chatting about today. Another kind of disclaimer or just thought that I have is that my goals are very fluid. If you need to check in mid-year, check in every month, make slight adjustments based on how your year is going, that is totally fine. The goals I set for 2025, I'm setting with my current situation. I'm setting them with where I currently live, how much money I currently make, what is going on in my life right now. Things can change so quickly. Life is so fragile. It's good to have goals and have aspirations, but you also need to have grace and be able to kind of switch things up if you need to. That's my long-winded intro, my disclaimers, my thoughts on goal setting. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe and stick around. I do a lot of like lifestyle vlogs, week in my life, goal setting, budgeting videos, a little bit of everything. I love making my home feel cozy. I love exploring my city, fitness, fashion, all the things. So make sure that you subscribe and stick around. Let's hop into a quick reflection on my 2024 goals. I don't want to harp on them too much because some I hit, some I didn't. I wasn't that excited about 2024. I'm not sure why. I just maybe wasn't in a good headspace at the end of 2023. So I did set some goals, but I didn't set a lot. I only set 8 goals for the year. Compared to this year, I've set so many more than that. Just wasn't feeling it last year, and that's okay. And I made my word of the year for 2024 the year of contentment. So I told myself I just wanted to be happy with what I had in 2024. I didn't want to strive too hard for change. I just wanted to kind of live in the moment and enjoy my current situation, and I think I did a good job at that. Some goals that I did accomplish, we'll keep it positive over here. Learn to cook, focus on making meals. I totally did that. I followed so many more recipes this past year than I ever had in my life, honestly. I really got into making good, healthy, cozy dinners, and I've really found the joy in following a recipe and cooking a meal from beginning to end. That is something I'm totally gonna pull into 2025 and keep doing. I did double my TikTok following. That is very exciting. Hoping to do the same this year. That's a little teaser for some of my 2025 goals. Post 1 sit-down video per month on YouTube. I definitely did that. I really like to at least have 1 sit-down video every single month because I love to chit chat with you guys. We're not even gonna focus on the ones I didn't hit, okay? We're not even gonna talk about those because fresh start, fresh year, we don't need to harp on it. Let's just hop right into my goals for 2025. First off, my word of the year. I really liked doing that last year because it almost grounded me. It really made me come back to what is it all about. And last year for me, it was all about being content and just being happy with what I had. So my word of the year for 2025 is intention. I want everything I do to be in line with who I want to be as a person, with my goals, with the quality that I want my life to be. I want all my actions to be done with intention. So word of the year is intention. You'll see that a lot in my goals. It's all just pushing me towards being a better, more disciplined person. And so a lot of these goals are intention intentional for that reason, just to push me into a better situation, into a happy, healthy, balanced life. Where should we start? Okay, so I have personal goals, which are like kind of random fun goals, wellness, which is like health and wellness, financial, career, and social media. Where shall we start? I will start with my financial goals. I'm not going to go into these very deeply because, like I said, I did do an entire video on these where I deep dive into the reasons behind all of them, but I'll just give you a few highlights from the financial goals. I want to fund my emergency fund up to $10,000. I want to pay off $6,000 in my student loans. I want to hit a certain number in income. I want to do one no spend week a month, and I have a few more. I had 10 total financial goals. So that's an idea of my goals with my finances. I would say the overall trend there is just to keep saving, keep setting myself up for my future, and keep being responsible with my money. You would know from my budgeting videos, I have lots of wiggle room in my budget. I am okay with spending money on activities and living life and enjoying myself. And I think you can do both. You can be a like money conscious person and live a good full life. So my goals, you know, try to make that happen basically. Let's do my wellness goals. So usually when I do wellness goals, I always call them fitness goals, but I really like calling them wellness goals because I think how you treat your body is a lot more than just working out and fitness. And that's something that I really want to focus on this year. So my first wellness goal is have a consistent wake up and bedtime. A consistent ideal time for me would be waking up at 7 a.m., going to bed around 10 p.m. That's my ideal situation. So I would really like to be better about that. I mean, just this past week, my sleep has been horrific. If I look tired, I'm so tired. My schedule is all out of whack. I have a really hard time winding down at night. I get anxious at night and stimulated. I'm on my phone too much at night. So I really want to prioritize creating a good morning and night routine, whether that's drinking hot tea or just doing little things that make that routine better. So it makes me able to go to sleep at 10, wake up at 7. Whatever I need to do to make that routine happen, I really want to start prioritizing that. Sleep is so important for you, and I feel so much worse when I'm not getting good sleep. Kind of in the same realm, I want to make my bed every morning. I would say right now I do that like 50 to 60% of the days. Like I try to do it the majority of the days, but a lot of times I just ignore it and I'm too lazy. And there's really no excuse. It takes like 2 minutes to make your bed. And it's just one of those things that starts your day off on the right foot. I think that would be a great part of my morning routine to kind of help me wake up. You know, you immediately check something off the to-do list, your bed is made. And then my bedroom is just so much more pleasant throughout the day anyway. So rather than my current 50 to 60% of the days, I want to have that bed made 100% of the days. Another thing I really want to do, this is just another list that I'm gonna have on my phone, one of my many, but I want to start meal planning. Lately, when we've been going through the grocery store, it's been like no list, just vibes, and that doesn't really create a good meal schedule or really healthy meals. So I really want to start meal planning before we go to the grocery store. I want to sit down and I want to pick out like 3 to 4 recipes that I know I'm gonna cook that week. It just keeps you on track, keeps you eating healthy, helps you eat at home more. I've never been a meal planner where I like sit down, plan out every day what I'm gonna eat, but I really think that would help me overall. It's very intentional, if you will, with every little thing. So I have intention with going to the grocery store. I have my list, my recipes planned out, and it's fun. Like I said, I learned to cook last year and I would like to kind of keep that going and keep cooking and keep making great meals. Fourth one goes kind of hand in hand with the meal planning, but eat the majority of my meals at home. Honestly, we are pretty good at this, but we have kind of fallen off the last month or two with just laziness. When we don't have food at home, we go out and buy food, which just comes from a lack of planning. So I really want to be more serious, be intentional about eating at home the majority of the time. I don't have like a number in mind, but I really only like to go out to eat like once a week, if I'm being honest. Once or twice a week max. Eat at home the majority of the time. 2 goals that I feel like I set pretty much every year when it comes to health. 80 to 100 ounces of water a day. That comes out to about 2 to 3 Stanley cups, if you measure like I do, and I'm really good about that. I always get at least 2 in, and then I'm usually working on the 3rd by the end of the day, but I just wanted to write it down to make sure that I continue to do that. Work out 4 to 5 times per week. That is always my goal. Ideally more on the 5 side, but I'd be okay with 4 too, depending on the busy weeks. I just need to be a little bit better about prioritizing this. I am really good at finding excuses, but honestly, if you wake up at a good time, so if I wake up at 7, I should have time to get in a workout before I have to go to work, so there really is no excuse. So these goals kind of all go hand in hand, right? Like if I have a good morning routine, then I'll get to the gym, then I'll drink my water. All these things just kind of help each other to happen. Those are all my wellness goals. Again, they're just things that keep me balanced, keep me healthy, and make me feel better in the long run. Let's move on to my next set of goals, which is going to be career goals. I never set like a lot of career goals. I feel like for me, my career trajectory at this point is pretty clear. I'm a data analyst, if you don't know. And at least with the company I work at, you go up by level. If you want to get into like management, you have to reach a certain level to kind of go there. For me, it's a very clear trajectory. I would really like this year to get a level raise or a promotion basically within my company. I will hit 2 years at this company in April and I feel like it's time. So I'm ready to keep moving forward. I do want to keep progressing. I'm not totally sure if I want to be a manager, but I do know I want to move in that direction. I still have like quite a few levels I can go up to before manager. So I definitely want to keep progressing forward. My other goal is I want to start time blocking my days more often. I did this the other week and it was extremely beneficial for me to time block my mornings off for, say, emails and administration, time block my afternoon for code development, and maybe my later afternoon for validation and dashboard work, something like that. I think working like that helps me keep on schedule. I very easily get distracted. I'll like start one task and then in the middle of it, I'll go to the next task, and that just kind of leaves things half done. So I think time blocking so that I'm focused on each task for a certain amount of time would be really valuable for me. Those are all my career goals that I have, just kind of to keep me organized and keep me moving in the right direction. At this point, like I've done all the schooling I really desire to do. I'm just kind of in a point now where I just want to grow my career. Social media goals, I go back and forth between setting number goals or not setting number goals. Sometimes I think number goals can make you feel bad about yourself because it's like then you're constantly tracking the numbers, but it is a good way to track how well your channel is growing or how widespread it's reaching. So I have like a love-hate relationship with number goals. I did set some this year though. I would love to hit 20,000 subscribers. I don't know, I feel like that might be a hefty goal, but I gained a lot of subscribers in 2024. Like, let me see actually. Let's see how many I've gained. Yeah, I've gained almost 5,000 subscribers in 2024. So my hope for 2025, now that, you know, my channel is growing at that rate, hopefully we can keep that rate going and I can hit 20,000 in 2025. I also want to hit 20,000 on TikTok. TikTok right now I have like 12,000, almost 13,000. That would be a little bit more of a jump, but TikTok is super random. If you go viral, you'll gain like 5,000 followers overnight. So I feel like with TikTok, it's a little bit easier to grow. So I'm gonna also say 20K for TikTok. For YouTube, I want to keep the same goal that I had last year of 1 sit down video per month. Like I said, I just love it. I love chit chatting with you guys. And then going along with my word of the year, I want to be more intentional with my vlogging. I think it's really easy to set your camera up like on your counter or on your desk or whatever and go about what you're doing. Say if you're cooking a meal, it's really easy to just set your camera up and, you know, cook and whatever. But I really want to be more intentional with just like the clips that I'm getting. So basically I want my content to be of a higher quality. So rather than you guys watching from 3 feet away, me like pouring ingredients in a bowl, you know, I want to take the camera, bring it closer, get like a good angle of the pouring and the mixing, just using cooking as an example. I've been kind of trying to do that. I don't know if anyone has noticed. I've been trying to get like better clips, not just random vlogging. I do want like the quality of my vlogs and everything to continue to get better. So I just have to think a little bit harder about my vlogging and what clips I'm getting and things like that. I want it to be entertaining and of good quality. And then lastly, I have this is kind of financial, but I want to get a 4-figure brand deal this year, which would be over $1,000. I haven't really gotten that close to that, but I think it's possible, and not necessarily for like one post, but sometimes brands will ask you to do 3 posts over 3 months and they'll pay you, you know, $400 per post. So then that would be like a $1,200 brand deal, something like that. I don't get a lot of brand deals. It's definitely been ramping up a little bit more, but I do pick and choose what I take. Like I want it to be a brand that I genuinely enjoy and genuinely use. So that does hold me back in some ways because you will get some crazy offers, but they're for products that are just kind of ridiculous. Like I'm not going to advertise a soup warmer. As an example, I got one the other day. It was like a knee pad warmer. Like that's just not something I would use. It's important to me to stay genuine. Keep the brand deals limited to things that I actually enjoy. That's all my 5 social media goals. I feel like it's a pretty good balance, just kind of as goals should be, propelling you forward. Okay, now for the fun ones, the personal goals is what I'm calling them. These are just kind of like fun things that I want to do throughout the year. The first one, learn to bake sourdough. I'm working on it. I've already started. I started my starter. I love it. I love being in the kitchen, cooking. I got more into that last year. So this year we're gonna focus on baking, specifically sourdough bread and things like that. Whatever I can make with my sourdough starter. And I'm so excited. So stay tuned for the vlogs because I'll definitely be taking you guys along on my sourdough journey. I have some reading goals, which is very new for me this year. If you don't know, I just got into reading last year. I read my first fantasy series, Fourth Wing, and that has just propelled me into this whole new universe and whole new world that I didn't know existed, of like book talk and just the fantasy world, and it is like my favorite thing in the world. I'm addicted. This might not seem like a lot for some people, but as someone who is new to reading, this is like a good goal for me. I want to fully read 2 new series. I feel like I'll probably read more than that, but we're keeping it attainable. And then 20 books. So that's a little bit over a book a month. Third book goal is to try a different genre. I'm so infatuated and into the fantasy books right now. I read one thriller book. I didn't really like it that much. I was kind of, I don't know, it just like wasn't for me. I'm loving the fantasy, so I don't know, maybe there's another genre that I can try and see if I like that. So yeah, I want to fully read 2 new series, read at least 20 books, and try a new genre. For my 2 series, the first one I already know is going to be Crescent City. I need to finish the Sarah J Maas universe, so I'm going to do Crescent City. And then I'm open to recommendations for the next series. I've heard Quicksilver, but I'm definitely open to other ideas. 5th fun personal goal is to visit a new country. If all things go to plan, this will definitely happen. So I felt like that was an easy kind of give me goal. Something me and Will have talked a lot about is like our future now that we are getting married and kind of what we want for the future. And you know, over the next few years, I want to really try to prioritize travel. It's hard because we also really do want to prioritize saving. We also want to prioritize travel. So those things don't usually go hand in hand, but we're going to try to make it all work. I'm all about balance. I want to save, but I want to live my life too, because honestly, life is fragile and I would hate to look back and miss out or regret anything. So we do want to travel to a new country this year, and then we want to do it for the next few years as well. Just kind of see a few new places, go on like a few big trips before we kind of decide to settle down and buy a house and do all those things that happen when you get to that point in your life. I'm just not there yet. I still want to like spend time married and traveling and experiencing each other and experiencing the world before we move on to those other things. So go to a new country. This goal is something I've started to think a lot about this year. I want to find a way to give back more. I'm not sure what exactly this is going to be. I'm not sure if it's going to be volunteering somewhere, kind of getting involved with some kind of organization. It could just be honestly like monetarily donating every month, or, you know, going shopping and donating supplies to women's shelters and other places. So there's definitely a few ways to give back. Giving back doesn't have to cost you money. There is obviously volunteering. I just want to find a way to do that. Last goal. I can't tell if I've flown through these or if I've been talking for 40 minutes. I honestly don't know. Last goal is to set small weekly goals. This again goes back to my word of the year, intention. You can set these big lofty yearly goals, but if you're not thinking about them every single week, it's going to be hard to hit them. So every single week I do want to sit down this year and make small goals, even if it's just make sure you get to the gym 4 times this week, or make sure you make your bed. You know, I just want weekly to kind of check in, set little goals to get me through the whole year, setting these small goals that focus on our bigger goals. Those are all my goals for the year. I'm so excited for 2025. I feel like being an adult and growing into your adulthood is difficult. I feel like you feel so lost for a large majority of your 20s, and this is one of the first times in my life where I have felt really stable and really like I know what the future holds. I'm excited to just keep moving forward, be intentional, and have a great year. If you're wondering what I'm using to track my goals, I am using the goal and habit tracker from CoPlenty. I also am using their yearly budget sheet for my budget this year. I will have it linked down below. I have a discount code with them if you do want to get 10% off, but it's a really cool sheet. I have all my yearly goals set here, and then it has some yearly reflections you can go back on, and then it actually has every single month. So for example, if I go over here to January, I have put in some daily habits that I want to make sure I do in January, and you can basically check them off and it will fill in how often you are doing your habits. I also love that it has weekly goals on here for every single month. So like I said, I can go through and really set these goals every single week. And then lastly, it also has monthly goals and monthly reflections. So I'm going to be using this all year long. I'm sure you guys will see it in a lot of vlogs, but I just really like how organized this is, and it's an easy way for me to organize my goals because I feel like I have a lot of goals for the new year. Last thing I want to do is kind of make our vision board for the year. I like to make this and set it as my desktop background, set it as my phone background, whatever I'm feeling. I think it's a good way to get inspired. So how I like to do it, obviously I'm going to go over to Pinterest and I'm just going to kind of search different things related to my goals. So you know, I'll look at travel because we want to go to new countries. I'll probably look up pictures of sourdough, maybe some career photos, just some things that inspire me, probably like a cozy home. I will copy them and paste them onto Canva. So I'm just going to open up Canva. I like to do like let's type in desktop. Yeah, we'll do desktop wallpaper. So then it opens up this nice square here. And then I'm going to go over here to Pinterest and just kind of look at things that inspire me. I already like this wedding inspo here. I'm just gonna copy and paste. And I usually like to paste more than necessary, and then I kind of go back and refine them as I want. I like this photo because it reminds me of what we have. Like this is my exact table that I have under our TV, and we have a very similar like basket scheme there. So I like that. It reminds me of my home, you know? Oh, I love the cowboy boots. What else? Okay, let me look up sourdough. I will make a good sourdough loaf this year. I'm hoping soon, honestly. Like I hope January we're baking sourdough. Let's see what else we have on our goals over here. We could do some books. If you want good photos, you know, I'm gonna look up books, but look up, see it's already right there, books aesthetic. That will give you like good photos. I like this shelf. Now that I have a little bookshelf of my own, some more books. It's always good to have filler ones that like you don't really need to fully see, but they'll just be in the background. So I'm gonna put this to the back. What else? Let's do like a morning routine. Morning aesthetic. I like these coffee cups. I think they're cute. Should we do some phone alarms? Let's do some phone alarms. I always have to include some kind of like workout. So let's do wellness. See what comes up for that. I like this quote. I like this yoga studio. That's kind of been my workout vibe this year, is these kind of studios that look like that. 2025 is a big year with our wedding and our honeymoon, so I'll probably do just a few more wedding related ones. I love the blurry photos. I think they're so cute. And then let's do married aesthetic, like wedding bands. I'm so excited about my wedding band. That is one thing I love so much. Okay, last thing, I kind of want to find one that's like career aesthetic, because like I do sit here at my desk all day, you know, so that is a big part of my life. Okay, I have all the photos that I want to have on here. I really like how this kind of color scheme worked out. It's like almost moody, which is honestly my energy for the year. Like being at home, taking care of myself. I'm gonna sit here and kind of rearrange these photos, get them looking how I want, and I'll show you guys the final product. This might be my favorite vision board I have ever done. I'm obsessed with the kind of cozy, chill vibes and like the moody color scheme that this just automatically created by the stuff I was looking up. So I will pop up final here. This is our energy for 2025. We are manifesting it. This has made me even more excited than I already was for the new year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it inspired you, maybe helped you set some goals for the new year. Hugest thank you to everyone who is subscribed, who joined our little corner of the internet over in 2024. And thank you to everyone who has stuck around for the past few years. YouTube, social media is like my #1 hobby. It's the #1 thing I enjoy doing every single day. I love you all so very much. I hope everyone has a great end to the year and a great new year. And I'll see you all so very soon in my next video. Bye guys.